Hello and welcome to True Guidance Tarot. I'm Adriana Teodoro-Dier. I'm a spiritual medium and intuitive reader. I've got a message for Virgo today, and to let you know how this works, I have connected to my guides in spirit and have asked them to bring a message through the cards that will be deeply meaningful and helpful for you as you navigate your spiritual journey this week. If you are new to the channel, welcome. I'm really glad you're here, and I encourage you to subscribe to this channel so that you can stay in contact with this high vibrational beneficial information from the other side every week. And if you're returning, very glad to see you. Really appreciate your presence and your support. I also was wondering if you had any ideas or suggestions on content for the future. I'm looking to kind of grow and expand, and I would love to hear from you if you have any thoughts on things you'd like to see, meditation videos, whatever. I'm open. So let's get straight into your reading. I drew some extra cards because there's some strange energy afoot, right? Okay, so let's start with what the universe is sending you. We've got the Seven of Wands with the High Priest. Now, this is something that's a bit difficult to figure out. It's almost as if, I want to say it's kind of like the idea of a blessing in disguise. Something that looks like it may be against you, but is actually for you. So a test or a challenge where you may feel a little bit run down or worn out by it, or just a little bit rattled by it, but it turns out to be actually really good for you in disguise. So like the universe is working definitely behind the scenes, but it's asking you to look for the bigger spiritual meaning in whatever is coming to you this week. I mean, that's good advice no matter what, but sometimes when things aren't quite going our way or we're receiving some resistance, we tend to forget the spiritual message. And I feel like that can happen with you because you're not really sure why you're battling. You're not sure why you're finding yourself in this position of opposition. But this is reassurance that there is a bigger, stronger reason for it. Now, funny, you're reacting to this situation with the Princess of Pentacles. And so you're aligning with this natural energy of the universe, but not quite. They have similar clothing on. So he's got pants that match his shirt, and they've both kind of got this more reddish. His is still a little bit tartan. And this is a Taurus energy. If you're into astrology, this tends to be a Taurus energy. He's even got the horns, right? But also the Princess of Page, the Princess of Pentacles is related to that earth energy as well, a Taurus or perhaps a Virgo energy. But the problem is that we're on the lower octave. You're responding with the lower octave, the earthly octave, rather than the spiritual meaning of what's going on. This figure is the guardian. He's kind of the guardian between the material and the spiritual world. And there's a strong message that in order to access that spiritual world, you do need to feel a very strong grounding energy as well. Grounding energy in your spiritual practice, grounding energy in what goes on. But the problem is when there's too much focus downwards onto the ground, you see how she's looking down, then we miss the up. We miss the spiritual significance, which gives us insight into really why things are happening the way they are. And so this is a little bit of a challenge to do on your own, but it's coming to you, so there must be confidence that you can do it. We know you can do it. It's really asking you to look for the bigger picture, the higher meaning, what is really going on. So the next cards are along that line, very much not about analyzing from the material plane, but receiving inspiration and receiving information from a different place. And, you know, inspiration from the other side is not always strange abstract concepts. I can't even talk. Strange abstract concepts that are way out there. This has to do with love. It's plain and simple, unconditional love. Where is the unconditional love? Where is the mutual benefit? Where is the growth? Where's the deepening of love? Those are actually very spiritual questions, because love has to do with doing what's most beneficial and best for someone for their own highest good. So this is your self-love as well as other people's self-love. Sometimes what's beneficial may not be the most pleasant to go through. For instance, when I have to take my cat to the doctors or to the vet, he doesn't really go to the doctors. And, he might have to get a shot or a procedure. He doesn't like it, but because I love him and I want him to be healthy, I put him through that. Sometimes the universe does that to us. It may not be the most pleasant thing to go through, but we're learning something, we're gaining something, we're getting, my cat's instance, he's getting a stronger sense of health. He's getting more support for his immune system, whatever. But he feels like it's something negative. So it's asking yourself, where is the love? And really, that's what you can be expecting. We've got a lot of just, I'm going to say passive cards, receiving cards, the Hanged Man, the High Priestess, the Nine of Cups. These are all cards that have to do with receiving. So this, we'll start in the middle. This High Priestess card is talking about receiving that energy, that knowing from the universe. And the knowing that this card gives is very different than his knowing. These are actually companion cards, although they don't look like it. Hers is an intuitive response to the universe. Sometimes the information doesn't make sense right away, or how you get it doesn't make sense, whereas this can all be explained logically. But they're also saying if you were to just surrender to that and enjoy, find the enjoyment, find the pleasure in this, then your way is going to be a lot easier. They're trying to get you out of the head energy and more into the accepting and growing energy of the heart. And then you can expect a transformation. This is our Hanged Man talks about. It's the precursor, the preamble to the transformation. So something in analyzing it actually keeps you removed from the process. Trying to figure it out doesn't allow you to really integrate and become part of the process. It doesn't allow the ocean wave to change you. It's like surfing versus just watching surfers on the beach. This one is watching surfers on the beach going, okay, well, they go up and they go down, and they go up and they go down, and the wave comes up and then it drops them. Well, hopefully not. But these cards are talking about being the surfer, feeling the wave go up, sensing what happens to it, coming down. It's more the experience of what's happening rather than having to categorize it or know or dissect it. So again, we're looking for the experience of flow. We're looking for the presence and the evidence of love. You don't have to work your head so hard this week. I know I talked about in the beginning of looking for the higher message, but if you're having to work too hard to find it, then just drop it because that pulls you out of the flow. Whatever it is, you need to stay in the flow this week and in the receiving, because all of this transformation, these are all very positive energy cards. They're just happening on so many different levels, very deep as well as very superficial. So this movement, this transformation of energy that's happening will be hitting different areas of your persona and your life, but you've got to allow it and just kind of go with it. So always ask that question, how is this helping me? How is this helping me grow? And if you can't answer it right away, then drop it. If you can't answer it, great, move on and just keep moving, really. So if you got questions about that, please let me know. I also wanted to let you know that I'm still offering my special solstice/New Year's readings at a special price for about another week. There's a direct link in the description below, or you can check out trueguidancetarot.com. And I'll look forward to seeing you next time. Have an awesome week.